What's the real story behind the scandal that surrounds Faith Evans and Tupac Shakur? Faith Evans has always been in the spotlight, but never for the reasons she might have preferred. Rumors have swirled for years about her tumultuous marriage to the late Notorious B.I.G. and the circumstances surrounding his death. Now, Evans is finally setting the record straight. Did she know more than she ever let on? Let's dive into the shocking details of her past and uncover their love story gone wrong. How it all started. Faith Evans was born on June 10, 1973 in Lakeland, Florida to an African-American mother, Helene Evans, who was a professional singer. Her mother's career in music likely influenced Evans's later interest in music. Helene's dedication to her craft meant that music was a big part of their households. Evans's father, Richard Swain, was also involved in music. He was a musician with English roots, and there is a possibility that he had Italian ancestry as well. However, Evans is not certain about this aspect of her father's background. She has mentioned that she has heard people suggest that her father might have been Italian, but she does not have concrete information to confirm this. Unfortunately, Evans never had the chance to meet her biological father. Richard Swain left the family before she was born. He was not present in her life as she grew up. As a result, Evans was raised without knowing her father, and his absence played a big role in her early life and upbringing. 6 months later, 19-year-old Helene decided to pursue her dreams and moved back to Newark, New Jersey. She left her daughter Faith in the care of her cousin Johnny May and her husband Orvelt Kennedy. Johnny May and Orvelt were experienced foster parents who had taken in more than 100 children over the years. To Faith, Johnny May and Orvelt were like grandparents. Faith felt safe and secure living with Johnny May and Orvelt, and she had come to see their home as her own. It wasn't until a couple of years later that Helene's career began to struggle, and she decided she wanted to bring Faith back to live with her. However, Faith was hesitant to leave the only home she had known. She had grown accustomed to the stability and love provided by Johnny May and Orvelt. Understanding Faith's reluctance, Helene chose to move next door instead. This allowed Faith to stay in the familiar environment she was comfortable with while still having her mother nearby. This arrangement provided a sense of continuity for Faith while allowing Helene to be more involved in her life. Faith Evans, born and raised in a Christian home, showed a natural talent for singing from a very young age. She began singing in her church when she was just 2 years old. Her church was the Emmanuel Baptist Church in Newark, New Jersey, where her talent quickly became apparent to everyone. When she was 4, she performed the song "Let the Sun Shine In" by the Fifth Dimension, and this performance made a significant impression on the entire congregation. As she grew older, Faith attended University High School in Newark. During her high school years, she continued to develop her musical talents. She didn't just limit herself to singing at church. She joined several jazz bands, which helped her expand her musical repertoire and experience different styles of music. Her mother, Helene, saw her potential and encouraged her to participate in various competitions outside of school. Faith entered numerous pageants, festivals, and contests. These events provided her with platforms to showcase her singing abilities to wider audiences. Her performances in these competitions did not go unnoticed. Judges and audiences alike praised her voice, and her reputation as a talented young singer began to grow. This recognition helped her build confidence in her abilities and laid the foundation for her future music career. Through these early experiences, Faith Evans not only honed her singing skills, but also learned the value of perseverance and hard work, important qualities that would serve her well in her professional life. After finishing high school in 1991, Faith Evans decided to continue her education by enrolling at Fordham University in New York City. She chose to study marketing, a field that focuses on promoting and selling products or services. However, after just 1 year at the university, Evans made the big decision to leave her studies. This change in her life was driven by her pregnancy with her daughter China, whose father is Kiama Griffin, a music producer. In 1993, looking for new opportunities, Evans moved to Los Angeles, California. There, she found work as a backup vocalist for Al B. Sure, a well-known singer at the time. While working in this role, Evans's talent and potential caught the attention of Sean Puff Daddy Combs, a prominent musician and producer. Combs was in the process of building his record label Bad Boy Entertainment, which would soon become one of the most influential labels in the music industry. Impressed by Evans's voice and stage presence, Combs offered her a contract, making her the first female artist signed to Bad Boy Entertainment in 1994. This contract marked a major turning point in Evans's career, as it provided her with a platform to launch her music career under the guidance of a major producer and within a rising record label. Newly signed to Bad Boy Records, Faith Evans was quickly brought into the fold by the label's executive producer, Sean "Puffy" Combs. Before diving into her own music, Evans was asked to lend her talents to other artists on the label. She contributed backing vocals and co-wrote songs for Mary J. Blige's album My Life, 1994, and Usher's debut album, 1994. These projects allowed her to showcase her skills and build a reputation within the industry. Evans began working on her debut studio album, titled Faith, which was released on August 29, 1995 in North America. The album was primarily produced in collaboration with Bad Boy Records' top production team, The Hitmen, which included Chucky Thompson and Sean Combs himself. Additionally, Evans worked with other notable producers such as Poke and Tone and Herb Middleton to create a diverse and rich sound for her album. Faith became a big success, largely due to the popularity of its singles You Used to Love Me and Soon as I Get Home. These tracks resonated with audiences and helped propel the album's sales. The Recording Industry Association of America eventually certified the album as platinum, with over 1.5 million copies sold. This accomplishment solidified Faith Evans as a rising star in the music industry and established her as a key artist within the Bad Boy Records roster. Faith Evans' first marriage. During the Bad Boy Records photo shoot, Faith Evans first crossed paths with Christopher the Notorious B.I.G. Wallace. This initial meeting sparked a romance that would become one of hip-hop's most famous love stories. The attraction between them was immediate and mutual. During a break in the photo shoot, Biggie approached Faith and struck up a conversation. They discovered a shared connection. Both had children. Faith spoke about her daughter China, and Biggie mentioned that he too had a daughter. This common ground helped to break the ice and fostered an instant bond between them. Faith was struck by Biggie's warm and protective nature. She felt an immediate sense of comfort and coziness in his presence. For Biggie, Faith was unlike anyone he had ever met before. He felt a powerful and instant connection, and he was certain from that very first moment that he was in love with her and wanted to marry her. In a whirlwind romance that surprised many, Faith and Biggie decided to get married just 8 days after their initial meeting. On August 4th, 1994, at the age of 21, Faith Evans married the rapper and fellow Bad Boy label artist Christopher Wallace. This sudden and passionate union marked the beginning of a big chapter in both of their lives, intertwining their personal and professional worlds. Faith and Biggie union played a huge role in escalating the infamous rivalry between two of hip-hop's biggest legends, Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls. Faith Evans found herself at the heart of this explosive conflict. The tension between Tupac and Biggie, which had already been brewing due to various professional and personal disputes, reached new heights when Faith Evans became involved. Their relationship became a focal point in the feud. When Faith became pregnant with their only child together, Christopher George Latore Wallace Jr., the situation took a dramatic turn. Biggie, engulfed by suspicion and anger, accused Faith of being unfaithful and claimed that the child she was carrying was not his, but Tupac's. This accusation was fueled by the swirling rumors and intense media coverage that surrounded their lives. The scandal was plastered across headlines, adding public shame and personal anguish to the mix. Biggie's reputation was at stake, and the embarrassment he felt in front of his peers and the world was immense. To make matters worse, Tupac stoked the flames of this controversy by releasing one of hip-hop's most scathing diss tracks, Hit 'Em Up. In the opening lines of the song, Tupac boldly claimed that he had slept with Biggie's wife, Faith Evans. This declaration not only inflamed Biggie's fury, but also sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community. The diss track was a direct attack on Biggie's personal life, and further solidified the animosity between the two rappers. The rivalry between Tupac and Biggie, which had its roots in both professional competition and personal grudges, was now fueled by the alleged infidelity involving Faith Evans. The media's relentless coverage of the feud and the sensational nature of the accusations added layers of complexity and drama to an already volatile situation. How did they get to this point? Faith Evans' scandal with Tupac. This troubling situation began when Tupac Shakur, a prominent rapper, approached Evans with a professional opportunity. He expressed his admiration for her talent and proposed a collaboration, offering a significant sum of $25,000 for her to write and perform a hook for one of his songs. Initially, Evans was excited about the opportunity. However, her enthusiasm quickly turned to unease when she arrived at the recording studio. Once inside the studio, Evans sensed an unsettling vibe. The environment felt off, and she couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. Despite her reservations, she proceeded with the recording session. After the session ended, Tupac informed her that his manager would bring the payment to his hotel room and suggested they go there together to collect it. Facing financial pressures, Evans felt she had no choice but to agree. She accompanied Tupac to the hotel, hoping to quickly receive her payment and leave. However, the entire experience left her feeling increasingly uneasy and vulnerable. When they arrived at Tupac's hotel room, Faith Evans found a group of Tupac's friends inside, drinking and smoking. Expecting to receive a check for her work, she was instead met with a shocking and humiliating situation. There was no check waiting for her, and Tupac demanded that she perform a sexual act to get the money. Evans was deeply humiliated and offended by this request. Overwhelmed with emotion, she cried and decided to leave the room. Evans never received the money she was promised. To make matters worse, Tupac and his friends, who had planned the entire situation, spread false rumors that Tupac had slept with Evans. Their goal was to provoke Biggie, Evans' husband, and escalate the ongoing feud between the East Coast and West Coast hip-hop scenes. The plan worked as intended. Biggie was furious when he heard the rumors and refused to listen to Evans' explanation, believing the lies. As a result, Evans found herself unwillingly entangled in the bitter rivalry between the East and West Coast factions of the hip-hop community. This personal attack added fuel to the already intense and dangerous feud, impacting both her personal and professional life. On March 8, 1997, tragedy struck the music world when Notorious B.I.G. Wallace was fatally shot in a drive-by shooting during a gathering in Los Angeles. The event occurred near a party celebrating the Soul Train Music Awards, adding a layer of shock to the already devastating news. Faith Evans had also been present at the after party in the Hollywood Hills, but had left before the incident occurred. The sudden loss of Biggie shook her profoundly, plunging her into a deep state of sadness and despair. The circumstances surrounding Biggie's murder raised many questions. Who killed Biggie? This incident also fueled speculation about its potential connection to the ongoing feud between the East Coast and West Coast rivalry. However, just a year before Biggie's death, on September 13, 1996, Tupac Shakur met a similar fate in a fatal shooting in Las Vegas. The chilling recollection of actual footage from a brawl at the MGM Grand Lobby resurfaces, capturing Tupac's last moments as he exits with Marion Suge Knight, his manager and label boss. The scene ominously transitions to Tupac donning a basketball jersey and entering a car with Knight, sans his bodyguard. The camera lingers momentarily on Koval Lane before abruptly cutting off, leaving behind the haunting echo of gunshots. Yet amidst the chaos and turmoil, one critical detail remains absent: the identity of Tupac's killer, a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. The deaths of both Tupac and Biggie sent shockwaves through the music industry and left fans grappling with the senseless loss of two iconic figures. Before Wallace died in early 1997, Evans and Wallace had already separated. During this period, Evans' friend, Missy Elliott, introduced her to Todd Russa, a record company executive. Faith began dating Russa while she was still separated from Wallace. Tragically, Wallace, also known as Biggie, was murdered on March 9, 1997. Following Biggie's death, Sean Diddy Combs, formerly known as Puff Daddy, helped Evans produce a tribute song for her late husband. The song was titled "I'll Be Missing You" and was based on the melody of the Police's 1983 single "Every Breath You Take." The heartfelt tribute featured performances by Combs, Evans, and the all-male group 112. "I'll Be Missing You" became an international hit, resonating deeply with audiences worldwide. It debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart in 1997 and held that position for 11 consecutive weeks. The song's widespread success was a testament to its emotional impact and the strong performances of the artists involved. In recognition of its success, "I'll Be Missing You" earned Puffy, Evans, and 112 the 1998 Grammy Award for Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group. This award highlighted the song's influence and the powerful collaboration between the artists. The following year, she received another 2 Grammy nominations for Heartbreak Hotel, a hit song she collaborated on with renowned singers Whitney Houston and Kelly Price. This song was a major success, reaching number 2 on the prestigious Billboard Hot 100 charts. Following the tragic death of Notorious B.I.G, Evans found solace in a new chapter in her life when she became pregnant by her partner Todd Russaw. Their relationship brought a new beginning for Evans, and they welcomed their first son Joshua on June 10, 1998. This date was particularly special as it also marked Evans' 25th birthday, making the occasion a double celebration. In the summer of 1998, Evans and Russaw decided to solidify their bond by getting married. Their family continued to grow, and on March 22, 2007, they welcomed their second son, Ryder Evan Russaw, adding more joy to their lives. 2 years in the making, Faith Evans' second studio album, Keep the Faith, was released by Bad Boy Records on October 27, 1998. Evans took on a significant role in the creation of this album, as she wrote and produced almost all of the tracks herself. The process of making the album was challenging for her, and she initially felt discouraged about the progress. Despite these difficulties, she persevered and completed the album. When Keep the Faith was released, it received generally positive reviews from music critics. For instance, AllMusic praised it, calling it without a doubt a highlight of 1990s soul pop music. This recognition helped cement Evans' reputation as a talented artist in the music industry. In addition to critical acclaim, Keep the Faith was also a commercial success. It eventually achieved platinum status, which means it sold over 1 million copies. 2 singles from the album, Love Like This and All Night Long, were particularly successful, both reaching the top 10 on the music charts. All Night Long was released as a single on March 30th, 1999. The success of Keep the Faith and its hit singles led Evans to embark on an 18-city theater tour the following year. She performed alongside other notable artists of the time, including Dru Hill and Total, further promoting her album and solidifying her presence in the music scene. Evans' third album on the Bad Boy label, called Faithfully, 2001, had her working with a lot of different producers like the Neptunes, Mario Winans, Buck Wild, Veda Nobles, and Corey Rooney. It was her first project with her husband Todd Russaw as executive producer and creative partner. The album reached number 14 on the Billboard 200 chart and number 2 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart. It eventually went platinum, but only had one top 20 hit, I Love You, written by Jennifer Lopez. Released while Bad Boy Records was switching from Arista Records to Universal, Evans felt the album didn't get enough support from the label. In 2004, she decided to leave Bad Boy because she believed Sean Combs was too busy to help her career anymore. That marked the beginning of a chaotic start for the singer. Faith Evans' arrest. In January 2004, Evans and her then-husband Todd Russaw were arrested in Atlanta. The charges were serious. They were caught with marijuana and cocaine. Their arrest happened during a traffic stop in Hapville, a suburb of Atlanta, because they were also driving with an improper vehicle tag. Their arrest was widely publicized due to Evans' high profile in the music industry. Following the arrest, in February 2004, Faith and Todd agreed to join a 13-week pretrial drug abuse intervention program. This program was a way to avoid further legal trouble. If they successfully completed the program and stayed away from similar legal issues, their case would not go to trial. Do you think that's all? That wasn't the end of their troubles. Not at all. More arrests were on the horizon. Wait for it. After leaving Bad Boy Entertainment, Evans signed with Capitol Records, becoming the first modern R&B artist to do so. She began working on her 4th studio album, The First Lady, named after her nickname at her previous label. Unlike her earlier albums that mostly used in-house producers, Evans and Russaw had more creative control and worked with well-known producers like Brian Michael Cox, Jermaine Dupri, Mike Cairn, Pharrell Williams, and Chucky Thompson. When The First Lady was released in April 2005, it reached number 2 on the Billboard 200 and number 1 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart, making it Evans' highest charting album. It was later certified gold by the RIA. At the end of 1 year, Evans put out a Christmas album called A Faithful Christmas. It had traditional Christmas songs and some new ones. This album was her last one with Capitol Records because the company was bought in 2007. After taking a break for 5 years, Evans started her music label called Prolific Music Group in 2010. She hired talented people to help her. Evans worked with singers like Keisha Cole and rappers like Redman and Snoop Dogg. She also signed with a different music label called E1 Entertainment. Her 5th album, Something About Faith, came out on October 5th, 2010. It did well in the United States, reaching number 15 on the Billboard 200 chart and number 1 on the Independent Albums chart. The song Gone Already from this album spent a long time on the US Billboard Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs chart, reaching number 22. In August 2010, Faith Evans found herself amid personal and legal trouble when she was arrested on suspicion of misdemeanor drunken driving. The incident occurred at a checkpoint in Marina del Rey, California, marking a significant chapter in Evans' life. Evans' encounter with the law in 2010 was a stark departure from her public image as a talented and acclaimed artist known for her soulful voice and chart-topping hits. The arrest cast a shadow over her career and personal life. Following the arrest, Evans faced not only legal issues, but also personal challenges. In 2011, she took a big step in her personal life by filing for divorce against her then-husband, Todd Russaw. Could this second arrest be the reason why the couple separated? No one knows. The divorce proceedings between Evans and Russaw unfolded against the backdrop of media scrutiny and public speculation. Despite the challenges they faced as a couple, Evans and Russaw expressed a desire to handle their divorce with dignity and discretion, particularly for the sake of their children. The decision to end her marriage marked a turning point for Evans, signaling the end of a chapter in her life. It was the beginning of a new journey. Evans' third marriage. In 2012, Evans helped produce and starred in a reality TV show called R&B Divas, Atlanta. The show featured Evans and other R&B singers like Nikki Gilbert, Selena Johnson, Kiki Wyatt, and Monifa. It gave viewers a peek into their lives as they balanced music careers and personal stuff, all while working on an album dedicated to Whitney Houston. The show did really well in ratings, leading to a spin-off called R&B Divas, Los Angeles, and 2 more seasons. Evans left after season 2, but got nominated for a Grammy for Best R&B Album. In August 2013, Evans said she was working on her 7th album called Incomparable. She got help from different musicians like Chucky Thompson and Missy Elliott. The first song from the album, I Deserve It, came out on August 25th, 2014. It did well on the Adult R&B Songs chart. The album Incomparable was released on November 24th, 2014 by Prolific Music Group and BMG Rights Management. It entered the US Top R&B/Hip Hop Albums chart at number 27 and the US Independent Albums chart at number 17. In 2016, Evans said she was putting together an album with songs by Notorious B.I.G, her late husband. It's called The King and I, and it came out on May 19th, 2017. During this time, Evans and Stevie J dated briefly after he broke up with Joseline Hernandez, but Evans found out Stevie J was still seeing Joseline and another woman, Mimi, while they were together. This drama with Joseline, Mimi, and Stevie J lasted into 2017. Stevie J was known for cheating, but eventually he and Evans got back together. On July 17, 2018, they got married. Stevie J, who was already friends with Evans for over 20 years, was also the godfather of Evans' son, Christopher Jr. They had a surprise wedding in 2018 in their Las Vegas hotel room. The release of the hit song, A Minute, on July 27, 2018, marked a significant milestone in the career of the couple. This track not only showcased their musical talent, but also garnered widespread acclaim from fans and critics alike. Between 2015 and 2019, Evans made appearances in several episodes of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. All seemed well in their world until an unfortunate incident unfolded, changing the course of their relationship. A heated exchange spiraled into a violent confrontation, prompting Stevie J to seek refuge by involving law enforcement. Upon their arrival, authorities observed visible marks and scratches on Stevie J's face, leading to the arrest of Faith Evans for domestic violence in May 2020. However, she was released on bail the following day, and the charges against her were subsequently dropped. After 3 years of a troubled marriage, the couple split up. All the love and friendship they once had seemed to disappear. Stevie J filed for a divorce on November 8, 2021, and in the papers he requested financial support from Evans. Though the exact terms of the settlement weren't made public, there's talk that Evans was ordered to pay Stevie $30,000 every month. The divorce was really bitter, dragging on for 2 years in court after just 3 years of marriage. It was all finalized in 2023. That marked her third quick wedding. Evans seems to have a habit of rushing into marriages, but that's not all. Now she's considering another person to marry. Faith Evans today. In a recent interview on the Marriage or Mirage podcast, the singer of the song True Love shared that the next person she wants to marry must have a specific personality trait and a particular physical feature to impress her. She mentioned he needs to be funny, confident, and have a strong connection with God. However, she later clarified that looks aren't the most important thing. She emphasized that she would definitely pay attention to something specific. Today, Faith Evans has a net worth of $27 million, mainly sourced from her music career and various business ventures, with an annual income of $3 million. Following Biggie's passing, she pursued legal action and secured $10 million from his estate, including $2 million in cash, 4 cars, $1 million in gold, 2 properties, and 15 luxury watches. Evans wisely invested this windfall in real estate, resulting in significant returns. Presently, she resides in her luxurious $6 million penthouse in New York City, featuring 4 bedrooms and a spacious balcony overlooking the city skyline. The penthouse is lavishly equipped with a mini bar, dance floor, booze room, and bowling alley. Additionally, Evans owns 2 luxurious villas in Las Vegas, inherited from Biggie's estate, where she enjoys spending time with friends for several months of the year. Faith Evans' personal life has been a subject of significant interest, notably her marriages and divorces, as well as rumors surrounding her connection with Tupac Shakur. Now at 50, Faith Renee Evans stirs anticipation for the comeback of the celebrated First Lady of Bad Boy Records. Her endearing appeal keeps captivating audiences, showcasing her timeless charm. What do you think? Did you enjoy this video? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to like and give it a thumbs up and turn on your notifications bell for more updates. Thanks for watching.